Vatapi Ganapatim bhaje, 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 Varna Shauvar Pradau Shri 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 Vatapi Ganapatim bhaje. Bhutadi samsevida charano, Bhutadi samsevida charano, Bhuta baudiga prapancha varano, Bhutadi samsevida charano, Bhuta baudiga prapancha varano, Vidarahino Vindayohino, Vidarahino Vindayohino, Vishwakarano Vignavarano, Vidarahino Vindayohino, Vishwakarano Vignavarano, Vatapi Ganapatim bhaje, Varna Shauvar Pradau Shri Vatapi Ganapatim bhaje. Pura Kumbha Sambhava Munivara Prabhu, ga pa ga ri ga sa ri ga pa sa ni pa sa ri ga pa ga ga ma ni pa ni sa ni ga ri ga ri sa ri sa ni pa ni pa ga ri ga sa ri ga pa ga ri sa ri ga pa ni sa ni ga pa ni sa ri ga pa ri sa ri ga pa. Vatapi Ganapatim Bache.
Go ahead. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Reverend Abhi.
Good morning, Reverend Dayna, and we are live. Namaste.
Namaste.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
I'm Abhi Janamanchi. My pronouns are he and him, one of the ministers serving this religious community with my colleagues, Reverend Ali K.C. Bell and Reverend Dayna Edwards.
Happy Diwali, everyone. It's good to see you all here this morning. As I was already introduced, I am the Reverend Dayna Edwards, and my pronouns are she and her. And whomever you are, whoever you love, wherever you are right at this moment, whatever your beliefs, your gender identity and expression, documentation status, and disability, you are welcome to bring your holy, whole, imperfectly perfect self here.
Amen to that.
Amen.
All right. And if you are new or feel new and are joining us today, especially for the first time, and feel comfortable doing so, would you raise your hand if you're here in person? Or, all right, welcome. Welcome to Cedar Lane. Let's give our friends a warm Cedar Lane welcome. And a warm welcome to all those who are joining from home online. If you would share your name and where you're joining us from in the chat, we welcome you to our special Diwali service this morning. Thank you for taking the time and taking a risk to join us today. And we hope you will stay with us after the service. We have a very special Diwali lunch, which we haven't figured out a way to transmigrate onward to people who are joining us online to be able to partake. But I know you send us best wishes. So we hope you'll join us for lunch afterwards as well.
And if you, excuse me, if you've been attending for a while and are interested in becoming a member of this religious community, I invite you to reach out to my colleague, the Reverend Ali Casey Bell, who is sitting right in the front row here.
All right. Thank you, Reverend Ali. And our pastoral visitors are an extension of our ministry team. Helen Pekacek is our pastoral visitor who's here in person today. We also have pastoral visitors joining us online. If you have a pastoral concern or would just like to check in, Helen and our pastoral visitors are available after the service. And as always, we have a few announcements.
A few announcements, just a few. So coming up is our Dare to Dream raffle, and the drawing will be next week at our Trunk or Treat event. Yes, looking forward to it. But I wonder if there's a connection between Dare to Dream and Diwali.
Well, there is actually, Reverend Dayna. I'm so glad you asked that question because, you know, in India, those of us who grew up in India know this well, we always buy lottery tickets for Diwali, don't we? Yeah? Yes. So it's a Dare to Dream raffle. It is a lottery ticket, and it's only $25, and it's not only for our members or friends. Anyone can buy it, and as many tickets, and that increases your chances as well. So if you feel so moved, especially to mark Diwali and do some good-natured gambling.
No.
Right? Which is what people do in India. Anyway, I'm kidding. So please see us afterwards. We will have a table outside for anyone who wishes to purchase a ticket. More seriously, this helps support us live into our mission and ministry at Cedar Lane. So this is our fall fundraiser, and we really appreciate your generosity and support.
And you can win
$5,000.
So it is a worthwhile cause.
That's right.
Yes.
And if you win $5,000, you can also go on the India pilgrimage with me and Lalita in January.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, it all fits together.
What else is going on that we should talk about?
Well, next Sunday, we will also have our fall Samhain circle to mark the time, which will be happening outside in the beautiful grounds on Cedar Lane at 9:30 in the morning. So we invite you to come join us for a Samhain spiritual circle.
Yes. And then, of course, we'll have our worship service at 10:30, and we will have religious education classes, and we'll have family chapel that morning as well. And then afterwards, we have our Trunk or Treat celebration. And yes, that's going to be super fun. And there's still time to sign up to decorate a trunk. And or to RSVP and let us know that you're coming and bringing your kids or your cousins or your next door neighbor. Everyone is invited, so spread the word as far and wide as you possibly can.
Now, are the ministers doing a karaoke again this year?
Oh yes, yeah. Well, that's the real reason to come. Last year was Bon Jovi, so I don't know what we'll do this year.
Yeah, we'll probably sing Queen this year.
Ali is like, wait, what?
Yeah, it wasn't put in your job description for a reason, Ali. So please join us. It's a wonderful way to celebrate and come together as a community to mark Halloween. So we hope to see you there next Sunday. And as we enter this time of reflection and remembrance, community, celebration, and commitment, we gather acknowledging that we are situated on the lands of the Nacotchtank people, part of the Piscataway group of tribes, and on the land on which enslaved African people and their descendants labored without choice or reward. We take a moment to honor with gratitude the land and the people who have protected it for generations.
We remember all who have gone before, whose vision and labor helped to create and sustain this religious community. In this spirit, we gather In this spirit, we begin. Let us greet and welcome each other, both in person and online.
स्विद्धनम्
आकृतकस्य स्विद्धनम्
ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वम्
ईशावास्य इदं सर्वं
यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत्
यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत्
तेन जगतेन पुञ्जीता
तेन जगतेन पुञ्जीता
मा कृतः कस्य स्विद्धनम्
आकृतकस्य स्विद्धनम्
शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः शान्ति शान्ति This is whole. From wholeness is manifested wholeness. Taking wholeness from wholeness, only wholeness remains. Everything that exists in this universe is pervaded by the divine. Discarding evil thoughts and earthly greed, let us enjoy the bliss of the divine. Let us not covet the wealth of others. Peace, peace, peace.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Diwali!
Happy Diwali!
Happy Diwali, all of you. My name is Rajendran, and my pronouns are he and him. I'm the worship associate for today's service. Now I would like to invite Lalita Janamanchi to please come on stage to light the chalice, please. As Lalita Janamanchi kindles the Diwali lamps, please share in the chat where you're lighting your chalice or lamp from. Please rise in body and/or in spirit to share the chalice lighting words. May the light of love
Shine brightly
in our hearts. May the light of understanding shine in our minds. May the light of peace glow in our homes. May the light of service shine forth ceaselessly from our hands. Thank you.
Please be seated.
Please be seated.
Hey, Reverend Abhi, we're celebrating Diwali.
That's right.
That's pretty exciting. Everything looks so beautiful. I noticed that everything's so decorated and so bright. What is this Diwali all about, anyway?
Well, thank you, Reverend Ali, and thank you for helping yesterday to create these decorations. It was really appreciated. We had a wonderful time.
We did. We had a lot of fun.
Yep.
You should check out our TikTok.
That's right.
I know.
Yeah.
You Cedar Lane.
Right. So Diwali or Deepavali is celebrated by South Asians in the South Asian context as well as all around the world around this time of the year. Now, Deepa means lamp.
Oh, okay.
Avali means rose. So Deepavali or Diwali means rows of lamps. So that's why you got all these rows of lamps all around.
I noticed that it kind of reminds me of when we kindle light for different holidays in other religions. Can you tell me more about how light is related to Diwali?
Oh yes, very much so. So this is the time of the year when it starts getting dark in India. So Diwali is a festival of lights, and it's also a harvest festival. So it comes at the end of the fall harvest, and the symbolism of Diwali is about kindling the inner light. The belief is that we all have inner worth, dignity, and divinity. And this is an opportunity for us not only to kindle our inner divinity, but to let it shine. And that's kind of the way in which Diwali is celebrated. That's why there are so many lamps that are lit all over, people's homes and on the streets, at businesses, temples, everywhere you find lights. And especially, once it's night, it's just resplendent all over. And people burst fireworks. Now, we have Montgomery County regulations, so we can't do that.
I was hoping we get a few fireworks.
I know. If we were in Florida,
did you see it?
we could have done it.
We would have done it.
Yep.
We're both we had some Florida. We would have had it all lit up in this joint.
That's right. We used to do that, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
See? In Montgomery County. Yeah. A little too stuffy sometimes. So.
Is Reverend Ali on?
Can you hear me?
Awesome.
Okay. Reverend Abhi, I know that Sikhs and Jains also celebrate Diwali, right? Or
That's right.
Like
so Sikhs celebrate Diwali as Bandi Chor Divas. This is a day when their sixth Guru, Guru Hargobind, was released from imprisonment, and he also negotiated the release of 52 other Hindu kings who were imprisoned with him. And so Sikhs observe this day as a day of liberation and mark this day as an ongoing struggle for freedom and liberation. Now, in the Jain tradition, in the Jaina tradition, Jains observe Diwali as the day in which their most recent spiritual leader, Mahavira, attained an enlightenment. So it's a very special day. And some Buddhists celebrate Diwali as the day in which Emperor Ashoka embraced Buddhism. And that's, again, a significant day. And then in Nepal, the Festival of Lights is celebrated as Tihar. And it's a 5-day festival which is connected to honoring animals and our connection to the animal kingdom. And especially they honor the dog, crow, ox, and cow, each of which has a particular symbolism in the Nepali Hindu tradition.
So it seems that all across all of the different religions, there's a way that we celebrate our inner light.
Yes.
And right now, we get to celebrate Diwali and all of its splendor and glory. I'm so happy that we get to be here.
As well.
And its glory, yes, absolutely.
No, I said gory.
And glory?
Gory.
Gory?
Yeah.
What's gory about?
Because there's a lot of gore in Hindu mythology around Diwali. Because, these are all about these cosmic battles between good and evil, and gods and demons fighting each other, and the ancient Hindu people had it really down.
I was actually watching on Netflix, Mighty Little Bean.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man, that is a great show. It doesn't have any words, but if you haven't watched it, it's for little kids, but yeah, it's really good.
It is. So it's also glory and gory together.
Glory and gory. Well, I think we should probably move on because we could do this all day.
I know. It's kind of become a stand-up for us,
Yeah,
right?
this is us. This is our stand-up show. We'll be here every Sunday.
So part of Diwali is also that we celebrate with music and dance, and it's all kinds of dance. But today you're going to be treated to a very special kind of dance that comes from southern India, the region that we come from, Andhra Pradesh, which is known for a dance form called Kuchipudi. which emerged in the 17th century. And our Cedar Lane youth, Payal Dharm, is going to share this special dance, which you will see more. So, Payal, you want to come up? And Payal's teacher is going to share a little bit about the dance and what it represents. So, can everyone see? I invite you, if you're in the back and cannot see, you may want to stand up because you're going to, the specialty is right here.
Namaskaram. One of the salient features of the Kuchipudi dance style, which is one of the Indian classical dance styles, is dancing on the rim of a brass plate. Payal will now demonstrate a few basic adavus or basic steps that are used when we use the plate. So the first one, Payal, will be the Tisragati, so the beat of 3, tak ki ta. Ready? 1, 2. Tak ki ta, dik ki ta, tom ki ta, nam ki ta, tak ki ta, dik ki ta, tom ki ta, nam ki ta. The second one is 5 beat, which is takka takkita. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Payal will now demonstrate the Khandagati. Ready? 1, 2. Takka takkita dhimmi takkita dhinnu takkita kitta takkita takka takkita dhimmi takkita dhinnu takkita kitta takkita. The third variation is going to be that of 7 beats or Misragati. Payal will now demonstrate the steps for Misragati, which go as takka dhimmi takkita. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ready? 1, 2. Takka dhimmi takkita takka dhinnu takkita takka dhimmi takkita takka dhinnu takkita takka dhimmi takkita takka dhinnu takkita tam. The last one is the cycle of 9 beats, also called as Sankirnam. Payal will now demonstrate the Sankirnam Gati. Ready? 1, 2. Takka dhimmi takka takkita takka dhinnu takka takkita takka dhimmi takka takkita takka dhinnu takka takkita takka dhimmi takka takkita takka dhinnu takka takkita tam. Thank you, Payal. This concludes the demonstration of basic steps that are used while dancing on the rim of the brass plate. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.
That was That was beautiful. Thank you, Payal. And you will be treated to another dance later in our service that Payal is going to share. And now, we're going to sing a very familiar song that also celebrates the inner light and invites us to let it shine. And for this, we're going to be also using some of those lights that were on your chairs when you came here. So I invite you to pick up those lights and pick up yourselves as you are able and willing, and sing with a lot of heart and joy, This Little Light of Mine. And our children, those of you who are wanting to go, we will have makerspace later on, so you're invited to leave during the hymn for the makerspace.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning. You know it's a UU congregation when you get a good response. Good morning. Oh, I love that. Happy Diwali. My name is Mimi Majumdar Narayan, and my pronouns are she, her. And I want to share a little bit about my Diwali. So I am a Diwali baby. Yes. I was born on the sweetest day with the darkest sky and the brightest night. Yes. You see, Diwali falls on a new moon night. And on that cold, dark November night in 1974, yes, I'm dating myself, I began my journey from the womb to the world to the sound of drums and firecrackers. While my poor mother was struggling with labor pains, the world around her was celebrating with new clothes, sharing sweet treats, dancing and singing in joy-filled festivities. Now, if there's a correlation between how I was born and why I was later given the nickname Firecracker, I don't know. However, that was certainly my beginning. When Abhi asked me to speak a little bit about my memories of Diwali, my reflections led me to an interesting amalgam of experiences and actually dichotomies. You see, I grew up in Germany as a kid from West Bengal in the northeastern part of India. I spoke Bengali at home and English and German outside the home. My earliest memories of celebrating Diwali in Germany were about food and community. In the 1980s, in the town where we lived in the former West Germany, there were always about 6 or 7 families from India in any given year. As Diwali rolled around, we would all get together as if we were one big family. We all, would have new clothes to wear, and all the aunties and uncles, not actual aunts and uncles, but in India we call our parents' friends aunties and uncles. They would give us wonderful gifts, and there was always food. Food would bring the party together, typically at somebody's house. Now, it was really centered around that community and food, but the festivities stayed within the bounds of that one house we were celebrating at. On the contrary, the few times during my childhood when we happened to be in India during Diwali, it was magnificent. The celebration was over the top and probably an introvert's nightmare. At least in Calcutta, where my grandparents lived, Diwali Day started with Lakshmi Puja, which is the worship of the Hindu goddess Lakshmi. She's the goddess of wealth and fortune. And then it morphed into Kali Puja. Kali being the goddess of primordial power, often associated with death, destruction, and violence, but also a feminine tantric power, essentially the ultimate killer of patriarchy. Her worship for our family often was going to the Kali temple, where the practice of animal sacrifice was commonplace. This would be Diwali night, with diyas, like the oil lamps that Abhi was talking about earlier, would be lit along windowsills and door jambs, along the fences outside of houses. People would pour out into the streets to music, drumming, dancing, fireworks, firecrackers. It would all envelop your senses with the noise and sound and smoky smells. Oh, and the food, right. Don't forget the food. The sweet treats particularly. I mean, Diwali night alone could account for the high rates of diabetes in India. Community in these celebrations was far beyond who you knew in person. People celebrated with everyone, the celebration, I mean. You're a Muslim? Come celebrate Diwali. You're a Christian? Come celebrate Diwali. You're a foreigner to India? Come celebrate Diwali. Rich or poor, old, young, it didn't matter. It was a celebration of humanity, not just secluded in one home, only with other Indians. I never quite understood then why the celebration in Germany was so different from how we celebrated back in India. But now reflecting back, I realized we didn't really want those celebrations to be seen as something odd or different in the context of the Western society we were then living in. When I moved to the United States, now 24 years ago, I continued to keep those vivacious Eastern traditions hidden, essentially, from the Eurocentric world. Then, one day, my worlds collided. Anyone here a Seinfeld fan will understand that reference? When I saw images of a black president lighting diyas at the White House. And I saw a whole community of people from all over the world stand behind him, celebrating, with Cal Penn as his cultural liaison. Maybe it was my naivety or my early experiences that held me back. But since then, for some reason, I felt I was given permission to merge my Eastern and Western worlds. Diwali to me has always been about inclusivity and community. Whether you're worshiping the demure goddess Lakshmi or the fiery goddess Kali, celebrating in the East or the West with loud, extravagant celebrations, or just at your home altar, it is about embracing the darkness while seeing the light in all of us and each of us as humans. Happy Diwali.
Join me in a moment of prayer, meditation. Holy One, known by many names or none, we come to you today in this auspicious and wonderful community held in the light of Diwali. We reach out to you, our hearts open wide, seeking to be the people that we were created to be, hoping, praying to triumph in justice, to offer peace, to offer love, to offer caring in the face of hatred. Holy One, known by many names and sometimes none, in our interreligious community, we seek to weave the web that catches all of us and holds us and lets us be together and lets us remember that there is light within each of us, that there is a light that shines brightly, that reminds us that we are more alike than we are different, that we are whole and we are holy. Hold us, keep us close, and as we are holding each other, let us hold the family of our beloved longtime member, Elsie Derlin, who passed away on October 16th. We hold in our hearts her husband, George, her daughter, Karen, her son-in-law, Scott, and her son, Eric, her daughter-in-law, Allison, her grandchildren, Nora and Eddie and Nathan, and her many family of friends. We know that they are grieving as this whole congregation grieves her loss. We hold our lights out. We lift her. We lift them. A celebration of life service for Elsie will be held on Sunday, November 13th at 2 p.m. Let us go from all of the things in our lives that keep us separated, and let us rise to the occasion of our lights, planted within us at our conceptions, to everything that keeps us together and whole. And as we enter this silence together, those who are mourning a loss or making the anniversary of a loss of a loved one are invited in body and in spirit to share the names in the chat and to rise here in the sanctuary. may we hold the silence as the silence holds us.
Tvameva mata cha pitha tvameva Tvameva bandhuscha gurus tvameva Tvameva vidya dravidam tvameva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Asato ma satgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityo ma amritam gamaya Shanti 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 Shanti
Hi, good morning again. Happy Diwali again. Each Sunday, we take up an offering to support the mission and ministry of Cedar Lane UO Church and a community organization in alignment with our mission. The offering is a visible symbol of our commitment to our religious community and our world. Today's Share the Plate offering will support the UUA Holding India program, UUHIP. UUHIP provides aid for humanitarian initiatives and social enterprises that advance the prosperity of all India's people. It works with organizations of India's most excluded and oppressed peoples, especially migrant, bonded, and landless agricultural laborers. UUHIP supports their efforts to participate fully in India's social, economic, and political life. Let us now hear more from the Holding India Programs Director, Derek Mitchell.
Happy Diwali, Cedar Lane. I'm Derek Mitchell, Director of the Holdeen India Program. This program is one of the powerful ways that Unitarian Universalism partners for peace and justice around the globe. We partner with many of the leading organizations in India striving for a more just world. On this Diwali, we celebrate the beacons of light that each of our community partners represent, bravely organizing the most marginalized to secure social and economic justice. One of those partners is the Self-Employed Women's Association, who organize millions of women workers across India to secure higher wages and end sexual harassment in the workplace. It's an honor for us that Cedar Lane is our ally in this vital work. On behalf of our partners in India, thank you for your solidarity.
Thank you. You can give by text, online giving, PayPal or QR code, or by mailing a check to the church, or by sharing your gift in the offering plate. However you choose to give, we are grateful for your generosity and support. The offering will now be given and gratefully received. Thank you.
ब्रह्म जननी जगन मोहिनी ब्रह्म जननी जगन मोहिनी पावनागादि दोषिनी महित कीर्तिशालिनी तव पदेर विरस्तु मणिमालिनी जनक वासुदेव विद्येलिनी मंगल प्रदायिनी श्री हरि वल्लभे महापाहि श्रुतभक्त सुलभे सुवर्णाभे श्री हरि वल्लभे
For all that we bring and share to make this a beloved community of spirit, may we be grateful. Thank you, Arvind, Rahul, and Chris, for that beautiful music celebrating and honoring Goddess Lakshmi, one of the many deities that we honor and worship and celebrate during Diwali. We're so glad you're here with us to celebrate with us. Thank you. Thank you. So as you heard earlier, there are many stories that honor Diwali in the Hindu tradition, and also different stories and occurrences that bring people from other faith traditions like the Sikh, Jaina, and Buddhist traditions to observe this festival of lights. In the Hindu tradition, there are some amazing stories, including the ones that come out of the two main epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. In the Ramayana, Diwali is celebrated as the victory of Lord Rama, the main protagonist in the epic, over the demon Ravana. And it's an epic battle that they have, and Rama is aided by an army of monkeys who in turn help him and assist him in being able to defeat Ravana. And the victory of Rama is celebrated as Diwali, and of course it is considered to be that the time when Rama not only is victorious over Ravana, but also returns to his kingdom after 14 years of being in exile, is then brings forth prosperity and peace all over the land. It's an interesting story. I'm not a big fan of Rama, so I try to stay away from it. But that's a whole different sermon anyway. It goes back to some things that Mimi referenced about toxic patriarchy. That said, there's also a story that's particularly prevalent in southern India of the victory of Krishna and his spouse Satyabhama over the evil demon Naraka. Now, Naraka in Sanskrit means hell. And Krishna and Satyabhama fight Naraka, who is said to have imprisoned about 16,000 people, most of them women, and is just, engaging in all kinds of terrorizing ways, making life miserable for people. And this is also an epic battle in which Krishna is rendered unconscious at one time, and Satyabhama picks up the battle and is matching Naraka, arrow to arrow, weapon to weapon, and then Krishna wakes up eventually, and then, being the Lord of the universe, defeats Naraka. You see where I'm going with this? Again, I appreciate Satyabhama and her heroic role much more than the so-called hero of the story. And therein again, Naraka, who is defeated, seeks their forgiveness and also requests that this day be observed as a victory of good over evil. And the story ends, at least in the regional version, that Naraka dies with a sly smile on his face. This is to kind of indicate that good and evil are not black and white. And as Alexander Solzhenitsyn once said, good and evil cut right through one's heart. And this story captures that aspect so beautifully. And then there is another story that is very much an important aspect of Diwali that doesn't get lifted up as much, which has to do with Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of good fortune, wealth, prosperity, and spiritual abundance. Now, Lakshmi is the consort of Lord Vishnu, the god of preservation, and is said to have emerged out of chaos. And this is in one of the Puranas, the epics, where the whole of creation is in turmoil with the Devas, the gods, fighting the Asuras, the demons. And it is an epic cosmic battle, and they finally decide that they are going to churn the ocean of milk, which is supposed to be the primordial ocean that holds the entire cosmos. And how do they do this? They take this huge mountain, Meru, and then they tie a serpent to it, and they start churning the ocean. And out of the ocean emerge a number of things as they go along, and one of them is Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess. She's, as Mimi pointed out, she's not as fierce as Kali, but she's still an embodiment of peace and abundance. And she emerges out of this chaos and brings forth peace into the world. And she is seated on a lotus, which again is a powerful symbol in the Hindu tradition because it signifies, you know how the lotus emerges, right? It emerges out of muck and mud and filth. And you have this long stalk that comes out of it, and there is this beautiful blossom that is fragrant, that is beautiful, that just brings such joy to one when we behold the lotus. So is Lakshmi, the embodiment of beauty and peace, and who brings the reminder to us that the work of inner peace, the work of letting our inner light shine in the midst of chaos and pain and suffering and violence and tragedy is an ongoing work. That the chaos doesn't go away, we learn to live within it and with it. And out of that, we create the climate for justice and peace to flourish. Now, Lakshmi also has 4 arms, and Kali has 1,000 arms. Just so you know. That's another service, actually. We should do a whole service on Kali. We should, for Mother's Day. How's that? Yep. Anyway, we'll get to that. So Lakshmi's 4 arms represent the 4 goals of life in the Hindu tradition. They are Artha, which is prosperity and abundance, Kama, which is love, Moksha, which is liberation, and Dharma, which is righteousness or justice. And that is also a symbol for us to recognize that it is not just a personal goal in life for us to be, acquiring wealth or being loving and all of that, but it is something that is also shared. That unless we work toward the liberation of all, we are not free. And Lakshmi represents that. And so with that image in mind of the four-armed Lakshmi, I invite us to join me in this prayer that my friend Shaili Gupta Barnes shared a few days ago at a multi-faith Diwali celebration. And I invite you to join me in a call and response kind of prayer. Om Jai Lakshmi. Goddess born from the struggle between good and evil, guide us toward the light. In a world of plenty, let us end hunger, thirst, and homelessness. In your nurturing hands, let us seek refuge from poverty, fear, and violence. With your grace, let our world be reborn in your image, where all needs are met, where morality and love are abundant, and whereby all are free. Om Jai Lakshmi. And so we come to the closing of our time together with this beautiful dance that Payal is going to share, which depicts Goddess Saraswati, another mother goddess in the Hindu tradition, who is the goddess of the arts, literature, and music, and is the embodiment of intelligence, consciousness, knowledge, creativity, education, enlightenment, and power. Now, Saraswati in the Hindu tradition sometimes is represented again like a milquetoast goddess, but actually, she is a badass. She is, and there are some powerful stories as to why. She's willful, she's very independent, she's fierce, all of that. We won't get into that now. But this song more represents Saraswati in her more benign form, and was written, this song that is going to be danced by Payal was actually written by a renowned Hindi poet, Suryakant Tripathi Nirala, in 1947, following India's independence from Britain as a celebration of freedom and prosperity. Let us welcome Payal Dharm.
Namaskaram. One of the
चतुरश्वैकैव गीयते अद्वैता ब्रह्मणश्च शक्ति सा मां पातु सरस्वती अन्तर्याम्यात्मना विश्वं त्रैलोक्यं यनियच्छति रुद्रादित्यादिरूपस्था यस्यामावेश्यता पुनः ध्यायन्ति सर्वरूपैका सा मां पातु सरस्वती सा मां पातु सरस्वती सा मां पातु सरस्वती 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 या कुन्दे इन्दु तुषार हार धवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रा अन्विता या वीणा वरदण्ड मण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्मा अच्युता शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निश्चेष जाड्या निश्चेष जाड्या वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे वीणा वादिनी वीणा वादिनी वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे प्रिय स्वतंत्र रव अमृत मंत्र नव भारत में भर दे भारत में भर दे वीणा वादिनी वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे वीणा वादिनी वरदे 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 वीणा वादिनी वरदे गगपा सरिपा सरिगपा गगपा सरिपा सरिगपा सरिगपा गपने सपने सगरे सरि 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 गगपा गरि सरि सरि गपा सरिगपा गपने सपने सगरे सरि 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 गगपा गरि सरि सरि गपा सगरे सरि पनिरे सरि गपा सगरे सरि पनिरे सरि गपा सरि पनि गपा गरि सरि गपा गपने गपने काट अंध उरके बंधन स्थल 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 महाजननी ज्योतिर्मयनि महाजननी ज्योतिर्मयनि महाजननी ज्योतिर्मयनि महाजननी ज्योतिर्मयनि महाजननी ज्योतिर्मयनि महाजननी ज्योतिर्मयनि कलुष भेद तम हर प्रकाश भर 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 जगमग जगा कर दे जगमग जगा कर दे वीणा वादिनी वरदे गगपा सरिपा सरिगपा सरिगपा गपने सपने सगरे सरि 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 गगपा गरि सरि सरि गपा सरिगपा गपने सपने सगरे सरि 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 गगपा गरि सरि सरि गपा सगरे सरि पनिरे सरि गपा सगरे सरि पनिरे सरि गपा सरि पनि गपा गरि सरि गपने गपने गपने
Thank you, Payal. That was awesome. Thank you. Payal has been learning Kuchipudi dance now for 10 years, and she and her sister Pooja had their Ranga Pravesham, which is the formal way in which you I don't know, what yeah, graduate. Thank you. That's actually a good term. Graduate and share these dances over the summer. And I thought we would experience one of her dances that she shared at that performance. So thank you again for bringing this gift and blessing us with it. And she does all this while also being a junior at high school, right? Senior? No? Rising? Yep. And thank you to everyone for joining us today, and to Tvameva for their musical gifts, and Neha Mishra, who has shared some of her art in celebration of Diwali, which is in the breezeway up front. I hope you have a chance to see it, witness it, experience it. And after we conclude this time, we appreciate some assistance from some of you to redecorate the sanctuary, put out some tables and chairs so we all can get some good Indian food and sit down, eat, and visit with one another. Deeply grateful for all the help and support we have received to make this spirit experience happen. And with that gratitude,
Together with great energy.
May our learning be effective.
May there be no animosity amongst us.
May all be well.
May all be peaceful.
May all be whole.
May all be filled with the holy.
May all be happy.
May all be healthy.
May all experience the good.
No one suffer.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Oh, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, everyone. This is Rahul Mukerji. This is Chris Mauro. My name is Arvind Venugopal, and we are Tvameva, and thank you to Cedar Lane for having us here, and thanks to every one of you for being here for this beautiful morning. These guys will keep playing forever, so feel free to get some food.